You are your gossip. The way you think and talk about other people, about other things, is creating a strong belief system. And it's basically as if you were building a force around you that protects you to stay the version of you that you are right now. It protects you from becoming what you want. It protects you from having what you want. You become your gossip, you become your thoughts, you become your beliefs, and that limits you. That limits you from becoming the version you want to become. Anything that you want, it's out there, outside of that comfort zone. That comfort zone, that's usually fortified by your gossip, by the way you talk about others. What you see in others and you hate is also a part of you. What you adore and admire in others, what you're jealous of, is what you deep down you desire. But to allow yourself to become that version, you have to see through the neutrality of your gossip, because the gossip and what we say in itself isn't that important. Everything is neutral, but the importance is the energy we associate to it, the energy we combine with the thoughts, with the words we say. And together, of course, you're not manifesting the version of you that you want to be, because you have grown to believe that those are the bad people that have what you want, but secretly you want it as well. And of course, you're not going to become healthy or abundant or happy or satisfied if you see people that are too happy as negative, or that are too healthy as something less, that are too rich as something worse than you. Because we associate these attributes to the people that represent what we want. We connect the attributes that basically justify us not having it, because the ego doesn't want to be hurt. The ego doesn't want to be seen as something worse. At the end of the day, we like to believe that we're doing our best and we are our best versions, and we like to pity ourselves also. And so we have to, because we have to associate these negative attributes to the people or things that represent what we want, because otherwise, what would be the excuse that we don't have it, that we're not manifesting it, what we want? And this is the only part that takes the work. The work is in the form of energy always, primarily. The rest follows, the rest happens on its own. The rest is the magic, the rest is the coincidence, the miracle. But we need to change it on the level of energy, and we do that so by looking at it honestly, by questioning it, by stopping and thinking, is this true, what I'm saying about the other person, what I'm gossiping? Is it really true? Or is it what I see and I choose to see? And are they the people that I subconsciously choose that will surround me and keep me safe? Keep me safe from reaching my potential, because that's scary. From living my dream life. That's easy, that's abundant, that's pain-free. And pain is such a big part of this. Chronic pain is where we dwell in our old self, in our old limitations, in what's not possible for us, in what's not allowed, in what's once we were told that's not allowed, not possible, um, not acceptable, basically. But at this state of self-healing, you're the one seeing through these limitations. You're the one understanding that what others talk about, how they approach you, whatever they say to you is just a reflection of your belief system. And the same is how you protect your old version by gossiping, by putting others down, by seeing the worst in others. And this is a significant part of pain, because letting go of pain, what's left? Because without pain, who are you? Who are you without chronic pain that you've been experiencing for years and years? Pain is something you know well if you're experiencing it repetitively. Pain is a form of security that keeps you in the known. The mind is like, yeah, okay, well, probably I don't deserve those other things because this is who I am. This is the painful person. This is the person that has to suffer, that has to go through pain. But what would happen if you let go of that pain? What is the scenario where you no longer have pain? How do you talk about others where you don't feel any pain? Where you have financial independence, abundance, infinity, when you're connected to the infinite flow of happiness, of ease, of relaxation, of doing what you love, doing what you want to do only when you want to do it. And that's possible. That's your possible reality. But this is what you're protecting yourself from with the gossip, with the limiting beliefs, with the fortifying, look at them, how horrible are they, how look at them, they're worse than me. So we justify us not reaching our potentials by looking at others. Look at them, they're so much worse, they're doing so much worse. Look at me, I'm trying so hard. But it's not about trying. It's about being the version, the scariest version of you that has what you want, that leads a pain-free life, that leads an easy life. Because if you're experiencing pain, probably the easy life wasn't to be seen in your ancestor line. There was not one person that represented a easy life, the pain-free life, the abundant life, that wasn't put down. Because if it was, if all the people surrounding you lived the healthy life, basically what you want, the healthy life, the abundant life, whatever it is you want, the pain-free life, the happy, satisfied life, the good relationships life, if that was where you coming from, that's your standard. That would have been the norm, and you would have been convinced, wow, look at my great life, look at my easy life. This is okay because others have taught me how to. But if that isn't the case in your ancestral line, you have to change how you do things. You have to change the gossip, even if it seems like it's always going from the other side and you're just responding to it. You have to change the response if you want your reality to change. And then the people surrounding you will change accordingly. Automatically, there will no longer be a response to them. There won't be a connection because you will reach the level of the connection that you want. It can be so that everything, every aspect of your life is satisfying. It's okay. It starts by being okay with being just with yourself. It starts by self-love. It starts by acknowledging that when you're alone, you need to cope with your emotions, your thoughts. What's the dialogue or monologue, what's going on in your mind when you're alone? And then what's going on in your mind when you're surrounded with people, because we attract only those that teach us what we need to learn at that moment. And only when we go through it and then are able to say, no, this is not my life. Why is this in my movie, as I've heard recently? How can I shift it? Because I no longer need it. If you have it in your reality, even the gossip, if it's present, gossip is something that wastes a lot of our energy that we could direct into our potential, into reaching our goals. But it is a great way to escape the reality that you're not achieving what you want to be achieving. That's very great, a great way. And so really look at this topic, look at the gossip that goes out of you, that is surrounding you, and why is it there? What don't you want to see that you're able to reach, that you're able to live, that is possible for you in this life? You are your gossip.